This is the Sunday Tar Heel. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? My name is Nathan. I am one half of your Hill Brothers, and it is the Sunday Tar Heel. It is it's a brand new day, and we've had 12 some odd hours, a little over that now, to process the events of yesterday and the embarrassment that was North Carolina at UCF. A big time loss. It was had yesterday. It was a butt whooping from top to bottom from the get go, and it didn't stop until literally the end of the fourth quarter was done and over with. Man, it was not a fun day. Not a fun day at all. But it's Sunday. It's a brand new day, and it is now officially the bye week. So let's go have ourselves a good time today. I want to say first off, I know yesterday's game did not go well at all. That being an understatement there, but I will say that yesterday on Tar Heel game day, to have Jacob Turner from Tar Heel 24/7 hop on, to have Allen be able to hop on, even though he was on vacation. He is coming back from vacation today, so he won't be with us today. And to have all of you guys in the comments having a good time with us, that was off the chain, and we had a really, really good time. And then you guys followed it up again during the watch party. You guys had a good time. Me and Tori were here. We were hanging out and just relaxing, chilling out, having a good time. And we were joined by Roger from the Knighted Ones, and it was a good time yesterday. Just being able to hang out, chit chat with you guys, that was a really fun time. So we really enjoyed that, man, and we're looking forward to doing more of that in the coming weeks. Now, again, when it comes to like Clemson, you guys will get a Tar Heel game day every single game day, but I can't promise a watch party every weekend or every game day. The home games, I'm not here. As you guys know, I'm up in Chapel Hill during the home games. But Allen potentially could be available. We don't know with his schedule. He's got a family, wife, 3 children. He's super busy as well. So you never know with that. And Tori, he's focusing on basketball, so we were able to have him on just to have a good time with us for some of the football games. But he's going to be giving you guys some more basketball stuff. So I hope you guys are excited for that as we're getting closer and closer to the ACC tip-off, which we announced earlier on this week that we are going to the ACC tip-off. You guys will get videos from that. You guys will get a vlog. There'll be live streams. We'll talk way more about that as we get there. I think we're 2-3 weeks out. I think we're 3 weeks last week. We were like 3 weeks out. So you guys will get more of that when we get a little bit closer to it. So that should be a really good time. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm excited to see what happens with that over there. But yeah, there was a game yesterday, and I guess we need to talk about this now. There was a game yesterday, and it was not a good one. It was not a pretty game, to say the least. North Carolina came out against UCF and just got dominated. Basically, that is all there is to say. They just got dominated. We don't have an official word on Gio Lopez yet. We do, obviously, everybody saw during the game that it did not look good. But I don't have very high hope that he is going to be able to be back this year. We will see. I'm not high on it. And default, I can't watch the Rams game where I'm at, so I can't even watch it. So I'll keep an eye. I've been keeping an eye on the ESPN score, which is good. Looks like the Rams are doing really good, so I'm happy for that. But let's talk about this game yesterday, man. Thoughts and prayers with Gio first and foremost. That needs to be put out there. You don't wish injury on anybody. I understand that most people, I think just about everybody, quite frankly, was tired of the Gio Lopez experiment. They were ready to move on from it. And we have Max Johnson now as the quarterback. We will see how this thing goes. But we never want Gio to be taken out because he's hurt and he can't go anymore. That's never the way you want to see it go out. Nevertheless, unfortunately, it looks like that's what happened. We don't know for sure. Just saw where Angeli, the quarterback for Syracuse, the Syracuse team that went into Death Valley yesterday, won 34-21, I believe it was. is now done for the season, tore his Achilles. So it's yesterday's just not a good day for quarterbacks in the ACC, it would seem. But North Carolina came out yesterday and just I want to say it without being disrespectful because you never know who could be watching this. But to put it to you this way, UCF came out more intensity, more aggressiveness, more of a reason to go win, or look like they had a reason to go out there and just go win. You know, they play with their heart, they play with their chest, their fans are rallied behind them. They came out looking to do any and everything possible. Both teams were in a very similar spot when they came in to yesterday. One team played with a purpose, the other one didn't really show that to me and to vast majority of people out there. I'm not saying they didn't try. Obviously, they tried. Obviously, they went out there and, you know, it's not like they went out there and said, hey, let's let them score 34 on us today. They obviously did not do that. But offensively, it was a bad day completely. It was a horrible day. And the questions about play calling and also the quarterback position are more there than ever. I just popped on to Inside Carolina a few minutes ago and it's kind of listening to the end of their day after pod, and they talked about it, and I thought they put it perfectly that, man, you know, Carolina put themselves in positions where it's like, you know, yesterday you had a 4 wide formation with Caleb Hood as your wideout. He's a running back. And it was a screenplay that the way Jason Staples put it, he said it was a screenplay that he was supposed to be running a straight line down the baseline, but yet he cut a slant. That right there is on coaching. You're supposed to coach your guys of where to be and how to be. You know, that's not having your team prepared. A kid like and Shenard Clower, who's a true freshman, just came out of Florida. I haven't seen him all year, was the leading receiver for North Carolina yesterday. You know, and the guys that you expect to be your go-to guys aren't there. You know, I don't know. I have no answers, honestly. Um, I really have no answers for anybody today. As a matter of fact, I saw a comment from I think Ron Odell on YouTube. Shout out to him. And he basically was like, "What in the world, man? What do we do here? How do we do it?" And I don't have an answer. I really don't. Um, the quarterback position is a conversation. Alan brought up a comment last night. He posted it from his personal YouTube profile, and I thought it was a good question. I hadn't saw anybody say anything about it, but I thought it made really good sense. Was that I think we saw yesterday why in the world we haven't saw Max out there, and the reason being is because you can't protect him. O-line, it's they're horrible in pass pro. Run blocking did a little bit better. They was able to break off a couple of runs, nothing consistently. Damon June, I still think is a pretty legit ball player, and he showed that a few times. Whenever he could get somewhat decent blocking, that dude was able to make some things happen, and he was playing physical. Damon June's he's a player that you're going to want to keep on your team for a while because he has an attitude of just aggression, and he's smart, and that's the kind of ball players you want to see on this team. Vinny, right here, among other needs, how aggressively do they recruit a few FBS level QBs in the portal in January? That's a good question. I don't know. I do believe. And how you doing, Melinda? I'll get to you in a second, I promise. I do personally believe that Gio Lopez will not be on this team come the the January portal, right? That's the new portal window I think they've gotten. I think it's late December, I believe, that they do that. So He will not. I don't personally believe he'll be on the team next year because I don't think that they can justify keeping him personally. And because everybody knows of Bryce Baker on the team. You've got Arturi Newkirk. Next year, you're going to have Travis Burgess comes in, even though he is coming off an ACL. And I really hate that because, dude, I was hoping that he can come in and be, legit. North Carolina's got some really good young QBs coming in. Two of them, or one of them, really. Arturi Newkirk was a last-minute pickup. We'll see how he does. I'm not ruling him out at all. You can't at this point. But you hope Bryce Baker could be the guy, or Travis Burgess could be the guy, even though Travis is coming off of an ACL. I don't think that he will be ready to play at all next year. I think for more or less next year, get him into the program and go. I forgot Burgess too and saw he got hurt. Yes, and absolutely. And think about this: the spring portal window is gone, which is good. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on this week. Since we're on a bye week, we got stuff we can talk about. I'm willing to be patient if there's anything to wait for. Can we even improve? That right there is where I'm at. Can we even improve? And of course the answer is yes, because now you've got a QB in Max who we know will be willing to read the field and has done this at a high level in the SEC. He did that for 4 years over there. Came to us last year. Obviously, we understand the injury issues this year. So you have a guy that has been there, done that in the SEC, and he could be a bridge. I think all of us are kind of hoping that Jacoby Criswell last year was going to be the bridge quarterback, but now we have two bridge quarterbacks. I think Max is the bridge because Max won't be here next year. He could be the bridge to the next guy, and that next guy being Bryce Baker. But if Carolina cannot, and to me personally, this comes down to offense, right? And Jeff, I'm with you. I'm still, he says, I'm still patient, but I'm disappointed that we're not further along than we are. Absolutely, dude. Roger was a cool dude, though. Roger was pretty legit, dude. He's actually a legitimately really cool dude. We got to talk to him a lot off the air. Really cool dude personally as well. So shout out to him. And honestly, the UCF fans like D Fox out here, who's going to be joining us because he's a Rams fan. I'm a Rams fan, so we have a good time, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks for the Rams 49ers game. That is a legit thing that me and Tori are doing. We'll announce that a little bit more later on. We have to find a QB that can move the chains. And honestly, I do think Max is the guy that can move the chains. He's the guy that can read the field, because that's what this thing really comes down to. You got to block for the quarterback. That is something that this offensive line must be able to do. Now, Max Johnson has showed that he can still move, and that's a positive sign for Carolina. That's a very positive sign for him, because if he can still move, like he escaped a tackle yesterday, or a sack yesterday, and was able to get out before he threw the ball away, which was good. Good play on him. But that allows this offense to open up a little bit, and I believe now more than ever, Max is gonna. Number one, he's taller. He's 6'5", 6", something of that nature. He's a big boy, right? He can see over the offensive line. What happened yesterday with Gio? He threw a ball right into a dude's face. Ball got batted up, interception. That was the first interception. That cost you. The second one, I actually just had my opinion changed on. And the reason being was because I was listening to Jason Staples. I enjoy Jason Staples' breakdowns because he knows football. I don't know X's and O's nowhere near as much as a guy like Staples, who's played the game and everything else. But I even said it yesterday of the fact, why is Caleb Hood your wide out? Why is he the wide receiver that you're throwing to? And what it ended up being, because I didn't see the whole play. I didn't see the whole play. I just saw him. And the second pick really wasn't on Gio, like I thought. But what it was supposed to be was a screen in which your receiver, here's the line of scrimmage. Your receiver is obviously here. The receiver is supposed to snap the ball and run down the line, because you had Jake Johnson and one other receiver right here blocking, right? So Here I can we're gonna have show and tell here. So you got you got your line of scrimmage, right? Okay, QB is we'll say right here. There's your QB. You got Caleb Hood, Jake Johnson, and someone else. I can't remember exactly who it is. Right? Defenders here, here, here. So when the ball is snapped, he looks. We're looking at it backwards. He looks to the left. So he's looking over here, but it's only to fake. It's only to be a fake. He's looking at the receiver over here, right, as a fake. But then, as you immediately saw, if you go back and rewatch it, Jake immediately goes to his defender to block, and this receiver goes to this defender to block. Caleb was supposed to go down the line of scrimmage, getting behind these two blockers. There's your screen. But he cut a slant. He ended up here, which allowed DB here to get here, which allowed the batted ball. Boom. So that one, and I had that's the way Staples explained it, and that right there is a issue. That is more or less on coaching and having your team prepared. Now, the question can still remain: why in the flip is Caleb Hood out there instead of Ship or Culliver or Vari Green or Shinard Clower, a true freshman out of Florida who was a leading receiver yesterday that you hadn't saw all season? And boom, there he is. So, I mean, there is a question for that as well. David says, I feel like Max can read the defense better, or maybe it's just more composure and obviously don't rely on his legs as much as Gio. Gio gets rattled and his instincts is to run. Yeah, and we kind of talked about this a lot, and there's a lot of conversation of, Gio is a quarterback that he sees the one read. Right, and at some point in time, if you guys go back to the watch party, we stopped watching the game and started watching Gio's eyes. And it would be locked onto one guy. And he would sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And oh crap, it's not the read isn't coming open. Let me look over here. And by that time, you're getting blown up. Or you got somebody in your face and you just got to turn and run. Right? And that is killing us. Max, everybody, and even Roger pointed it out, like he's only throwing to his brother. Well, his brother's open. Like he finds the open receiver, whether it's the tight end, slot receiver, the wide out, doesn't matter. Whoever's open, that's who Max is looking for, right? And I think that's why you can be hopeful with that. And he has still showed that, hey, he can be a more mobile quarterback. He's not a dual threat, but he has enough mobility that he can scramble out if necessary. Not only that, scramble away from pressure and get the ball out. That way you're not taking a sack if possible, right? He's shown that ability. He showed it again yesterday. Is there any chance we have an update on Gio's injury currently, Melinda? Not right now. As a matter of fact, what I will do is, and those Rams are leading 16-7, by the way, up there in Philadelphia. They handling business. So, Eagles fan, I know you're not here right now, but if you happen to listen to this back, we love you, and we're thinking about you. I'm going to send a message out currently to AJ. Boom. Okay. So I'm trying to get an update on Gio Lopez, but currently right now, as far as I know, no, we do not have a update on Gio Lopez, and I am keeping a close eye on everything just to be sure. So if anybody sees anything on Twitter or anything like that, be sure to put it. And I hadn't said anything, be sure and let us know there. But Steve Angeli of Syracuse is definitely they're without their guy now, which really sucks for them. Honestly, I do hate to see that for them because I thought they were doing a really, really good job personally. But hey, it bees like that sometimes, dude. It just bees like that. And like I said, yesterday as a quarterback in the ACC just wasn't a good day for you in general. But I am keeping an eye out on everything. Max has advantage over Gio, way more games played. Experience plays a key role, especially in this offense. And the reason I say that is because this offensive line, we understand it is, they have a lot of questions, right? The O-line, like Blasky at left tackle yesterday was very interesting to me. I know we've been having issues at tackle over there. Aiden Banfield is not playing the greatest right now. I noticed that as well. Now, Blasky last year helped Banfield a lot by letting him know where to be. So maybe that connection can be reformed and Banfield can kind of tighten up a little bit because he'll understand the assignments a little bit more. Still not a great thing, but, at least it's something. So I thought Chad Lindbergh yesterday actually played fairly well at center, and he's evidently played well enough for the staff to say, hey, we're good here. But I don't think this team, I don't think Freddie Kitchens can be the OC anymore. And I don't say that he's going to get fired in the middle of the season. I highly put a 0.00000001% chance of that happening in the middle of the season. If it actually happened, dude, it would shock the living daylights out of me. On his piece together, the evaluation has not been up to par for us moving forward. Well, we have some guys that are committed that are coming in that are going to be on the offensive line and also defensive line as well. And I think they have pieced together what they could at this particular time. It's just all about getting people reps and getting people in there and getting people, established and strong and understanding of their position and exactly what they need to do and how they need to do it and what it's like at a power 4 level and stepping up. Development, And that's something that even Saban talked about multiple times in the college game. Be like, hey, Belichick is known for development and things need to be developed. Now, I tell you this much. I will say this much. However Belichick is going about it, I don't think we can say it's done by any stretch of the imagination. Like, this is going to take some time. This is going to take a little bit of time to get through, and we may end up having here's the legit honest truth. By the way, every team has played this year in the ACC and what they have shown. I understand a struggling Clemson. You're going to probably lose that game. I say probably. You would lose that game. Cal looks like they've got a pulse on offense. Virginia definitely has a pulse on offense. Syracuse, I'll be very curious to see exactly what happens in that. They've lost their starting quarterback. Stanford seems like they can play well enough. Wake Forest, same thing. Duke, same thing. NC State, they definitely have an offense over there. They've got an offense. They ain't got no defense to save their life, but they got an offense. Just go look at the Duke NC State score from yesterday. That tells you everything you need to know. And the game, look at every NC State game and look at how they've won it. Offense. But everybody has an offense. Now, I think if Carolina can find a pulse offensively and can move the chains, I think the defense is doing enough to be able to keep teams. I mean, think about it. This game was 20-3 at the halftime, right? North Carolina defensively handed the ball back to the offense numerous times in that first half. And the offense goes 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And then they played it safe. They had a chance to go score a touchdown, and they kept playing for the field goal on their last drive of the half. And you handed the ball right back to the offense. And honestly, there you go, Ron. The defense spent way too much time on the field. Now, defensively, we got to tackle better. That's fundamentals. You need to be bouncy off the rip. off the hoof, whatever the verbiage you want to use there. You got to be more bouncier off the hoof. You got to be physical in the line of scrimmage. Now, teams are doing one thing. Teams are getting the ball out quick. They're taking our defense from sideline to sideline, and they're taking away the defensive line. That means corners and safeties, and I'm pointing towards Caleb Cost here and Gavin Gibson. The safeties, they're hurting us. I'm sorry. They're hurting us big time. Caleb Cost, I'm sorry. He has consistently shown, number one, he can't keep up with speed. Number two, he has an issue tackling at times. And number three, in coverage, he just it's like he just whiffs. Gavin Gibson is showing the same thing. And that's been a North Carolina issue for as long as I can remember. I mean, going back to Geo Biggers, Doc Chapman, Stick Lane, and Tyrone Stewart from last year. That's just seemingly a thing that Carolina has an issue with. Cam Kelly. Now, Cameron played a little bit better. I did like Cam. Will Hardy having some issues. Some of these shoulder tackles. And one person that really surprised me, Mekhi Bear had a chance to stop a run. I think on the first drive, I think it was for UCF. He had the back in the backfield and didn't get low, was basically standing straight up, and the running back just got down and just waltzed right by him. And that was on that was a key third down or a key fourth down. I think that was on the third down that they went for it on fourth down and instantly got it. Attack one cornerback, one safety. Yeah. And default right there. Hold on a second. I want to. Boom. I can tell you who that is. Caleb Cost, Marcus Allen. They came after Thad a couple of times. They attempted Thad a couple of times. But for the most part, boom, right there. There you go. That's all you got to do. And yeah. So 2 of the 21, 26, and 29. 26, that's Khalil Conley. I didn't really see him on the field much yesterday. I'd have to go look at his snap count, but I didn't really see Khalil out there. And because he's a young buck. He's a not a true freshman, but a redshirt freshman, I believe. This year is Khalil Conley, which would be number 26, but 21 and 29. Caleb Cost, Marcus Allen. That's two. And Marcus Allen shows some abilities at times, and he's got it. Boom. I thought we were going to be good defensively. We need speed. Linebacker play is good enough, but 4 is a little suspect. Now, Mekhi Bear, who you're talking about, Mekhi Bear has been really good. His game yesterday was not that great. Yesterday was not a good day for him. Right? Definitely yesterday was not a good day for him. And I'll say he didn't see the field too much yesterday. Melcart on the touchdown run from Taven Jackson, the quarterback, when he rolled out, when he pulled the RPO, he pulled it and he ran. Or it was the read option, I'm sorry. When he pulled the option, Melcart, and this is what surprised me, Melcart never looked at the QB and slowly walked himself up to the right tackle, who was far off. If he would have looked at Taven, saw the pull, he could have instantly just taken a step, 2 steps to the left and said, "Hey, Taven, you're gummed on the ground." But he completely just never looked at the quarterback and made himself straight to the right tackle into a block, and Taven just, sung a song on the way to the end zone to open up the game. That was another one of mine that just baffled me. Absolutely baffled me. And the backers, in my opinion, so like there was one, I think, third down. I can't remember if it was a third down or a second down that they got Is yelling at the players actually effective? They need to learn, but they aren't better. Aren't there better ways to teach? That all depends on player personality, and some people are different. Actually, 3 or 4: Allen, Gibson, and Hardy. Yes. Allen, Gibson, Cost, and Hardy are the ones that I'm kind of zeroing in on a little bit more. Though they Hardy didn't play as bad. Don't get me wrong. I thought he played a somewhat decent game. But Marcus Allen, I want to know the stats on him. The eye test showed me it was not a good day for him. Now I do want to see. Is there a way I can actually look up instead of I don't want to have to go to PFF if I don't have to, but I want to look at like Will Hardy yesterday. Totaled 8 tackles, 7 solo, had a TFL. Caleb Costa getting the backfield and had a TFL yesterday. 7 total tackles, which were all solos, which is the tackles are great. The reason he got so many tackles is they're attacking him so much. Gibson with 6, Kamori House with 4, Thad had a TFL, 4 total tackles. I was hoping that they showed the amount of targets, but ESPN doesn't show that stuff, and that's what I wish they showed. But I'd have to go to PFF to actually look that up. But yeah, so unfortunately, we don't know yet. 19-7 at halftime is the Rams over the Eagles. So the Rams are helping my Sunday get a little bit better. So there is that. But yeah, let's say it's a tough day yesterday. It was just a tough day yesterday. That's just the skinny of it. It was just a touch day yesterday. And there's a lot of questions. And honestly, a lot of this stuff, personally, I think a lot of this gets fixed on the offensive side of the ball. Because you got to think that defense has got to be, after they've done everything that they can to get you the ball back and 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 try to keep them away. When you just start handing the ball right back to the offense, team gets out there. They held the time of possession yesterday. They had the ball more. Excuse me, not more than 10 minutes, but almost 10 minutes longer than you did. Right in the first half, it was like 9 minutes to 19, and then we had the ball a whole heck of a lot more in the second half, towards the back half of the game because why whatever. They had pulled back, so the possession battle ended up being 33 minutes and 47 seconds to our 26-13, which still isn't great at all. They had 7 penalties for 40 yards. We have 5 for 50. They had 7 penalties, but only cost them 40 yards. It cost us 50 out of 5. That is 10 yards per penalty called on you. Not gonna help win football games like that. Total yards 217. You're not gonna win football games doing that. 366 for them, which wasn't even great. We had 14 first downs to their 23. Damon June did have 50 yards for 10 carries. Go him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where to go with it. D-line still has to get pressure, and they're not doing that. Nowhere near as much as they need to. Now, I will say teams are quickly getting the ball out, which would negate that. But it's for some reason, and Roger pointed it out perfectly yesterday. They know that they're going to try. North Carolina defensively is going to try and disguise a lot. They're going to try and blitz blitz as much as they can. But the problem is that UCF understands that, and they're strategically staying away from allowing you to have time. So they're getting quick passes out. It's going to be out there on from sideline to sideline. They're working you. And the thing is you're still consistently running those blitz plays that aren't working at all. And my computer is really being interesting today. But they're staying away from it. So your blitzes that you keep throwing aren't even able to develop. So the pressure's not going to be there. So you're just running yourself into a freaking brick wall. And honestly, I don't. This is I don't know what to tell you guys today. I really don't. I really don't. I don't know what to tell you guys today. There's just so much that is happening that it's not good. And if Carolina, first and foremost, they need to find a pulse offensively. I honestly think that helps a ton by doing that. You find a pulse offensively, I think things get, I'm not going to say instantly fixed, but they definitely get better. You're keeping the defense off the field more, and they're kind of able to work. Got to reward the defense when they get you off the field. All right, we talked about it. This was flipped. Remember last year or the years previous, we're talking about, hey, offense is going out there and getting you points. Defense, you got to help them reward. But it's flipped now. That doesn't mean the defense is flawless. They've got some issues that they've got to work on. Number one being tackling. I think if this team tackles better defensively, hey, we're doing all right. We're doing good enough. You could tell us a haircut story. I did get a haircut yesterday, as a matter of fact. Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you guys, man. I was hoping Alan was going to be able to be on today, but he's pulling a camper back from the beach, so he wasn't going to be able to come on today and talk to you guys and get his thoughts and opinions on this whole thing. We'll figure out a time this week for him to be able to do that. Maybe we can allow him to do a video of his own talking about that. But it's just not good for North Carolina in the football realm, because the fact of the matter is, I don't. If Carolina continues to play football the way that they have, then they're not going to win another game this year. We will be the 2-10 Florida State Tar Heels. That's what we will be this year. And the thing that I worry about is the recruitment aspect of it. Now, somehow, Mike Norvell was able to keep his guys. You wonder why they're so good this year. They were able to keep their guys in the recruiting class and also bring in a ton of people in the portal as well. I'm hoping and praying you can be able to do that. Let me ask this real quick. We have great offensive recruits on the way. Do they get scared off by our offense? I would hope not. And the reason being is because let me see how I can phrase this. Okay. The reason I don't think that you will is because there's no, they are trying to fit a square peg in a round hole currently. They went out, they're going out and recruiting the guys that they're recruiting for a reason, because they believe they're a scheme fit. If you ever played Madden before, when you see the guys in like the Dynasty or whatever the heck it's called, they got like little purple piece icon, scheme fit. They're going after guys that fit their scheme, but they're trying to run their scheme right now, and it ain't working. So I think the players that are coming in, they believe, hey, like once we get in, we're gonna be fine. Like we're gonna get into the system. We're gonna build it up. That's where my thinking is, because I don't think North Carolina's going after, because they even pushed certain guys out and didn't go after other recruits because they really weren't a scheme fit, quote unquote. So we'll see. I don't believe that they got would get scared of the offense, I'm sure they're looking at it saying, man, this offense this year is just not that good. If Freddie Kitchens still stays, I believe there's going to be an issue. I do think that. I think if Freddie Kitchens is still the offensive coordinator after this year, that is also another thing. Playing time. Playing time is another thing. But if Freddie Kitchens is still the OC, I believe there's going to be an issue. Now, one person I do believe will be on the market. I'm not saying it's a great option right now. But go Heels, Jeff. Enjoy Carmichael for volleyball right there, bro. But one person I do believe will be available because his contract ends and I don't see it being extended is Garrett Riley out of Clemson. Now, this comes down to the question that we don't know the answer to. Is Clemson's offense a Clemson offense, a.k.a. Dabo Swinney, or is it a Garrett Riley offense? Garrett Riley went from boy wonder, and the second he rolled up into Clemson, things just did not go well. All right, so you got to wonder on that, right? I'm kind of the mindset that I think this is a Clemson offense because it looks very similar to what we used to have. Or what they used to have over there. So I don't, but they've always ran really. So I don't know. That's going to be one person to be available. And Belichick's got a unlimited amount of options that he can go to that I think people would definitely, go for. So there is that as well. So I don't really know, man. I don't have answers. I have opinions and I've shared those, but I don't have answers. Yeah, I really, I'm kind of that's as far as I've gotten with this whole thing. But have a good time, Jeff. But what I can say is that moving forward this week, we're gonna have some fun with the bye week. We'll have more conversations, this week during the bye week, of course. And another thing is we're getting ready for the ACC tip-off, which is for the AC, the big conference that we went to for football, where players and coaches there have their interviews and everything else. So we will be able to attend that. We got our confirmation this week and got all our stuff for that. So myself, Alan, and Tori will be joining us for that. So be looking forward to that. Tori's going to be working on some. Going to be working on some basketball stuff for us. We are still in the middle of football season. We're 4 games in. We're just now starting to get cooking, and I think this is going to be a decompression week. Like decompress. We'll talk more about everything next week. The professionals getting paid big money don't have many answers either. It would see. I don't know what they see in practice. And I don't know what the heck they're trying to go for either. I got no clue. Again, I'm not an X's and O's guy. Playing time and development is all I want, Vinny. There is something to say about that as well. There is definitely something about that, and I think a lot of people are that development word is what a lot of recruits have mentioned. So there is that as well. Like, hey, it might not be going great right now, but this is only first year Belichick. He brought in a bunch of guys, and we don't know what this team's going to end up looking like to finish the season, but the way they're currently playing, I don't see this game or this team winning another game. Personally, I just don't. I don't see how they could. When you have 217 yards of total offense, no, not gonna happen. You got a quarterback that's almost throwing for the same amount of yards as you collected together as a team. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. But I'm open to development, but I have to see the improvement. Absolutely. I'm with you, Melinda, 100%. I'm with that. So, guys, I'm going to hop off here now and go knock out a few things. But it'd be a good conversation for the rest of the week here that we're going to be having. Get to the bye week, get into the following week, and then we can start talking seriously about everything. So, I'll mention it here. Me and Tori are going to be doing on October the 2nd, are going to be doing a live stream and a live watch party for the LA Rams versus Charlotte, San Francisco 49ers game. It's going to be on Prime Video. And I'm a Rams fan. He's a Niners fan. So we always enjoy the banter back and forth. So we thought about why not bring it here and have a good time with you guys. So we'll be seeing you guys then. It is an 8:15 kick that day. We're looking to have a very similar setup to what we did for TCU. So like outside, maybe popping something on the grill, just having a good time, relaxing, chilling out, and watching the Rams just destroy the San Francisco 49ers. I'm not looking forward to that. It'll be in SoFi too, so home crowd. Let's go there. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to talking with you guys a little bit more this week, and potentially having some other, like Jacob Turner back on, and Jeff again. Ron, I'm going to get you back on one of these Tar Heel game days as well, and that's something that we can be definitely doing right here in the future. Here, I'm quickly taking a look at the by the team. Oh, did Kyron Williams just score Ooh, that's another one. That's another TD. Dang. Okay, so Andrew Jones, I just got a message from him, and he said, because I asked him about Gio, that's everything. He says, haven't even gotten home yet. 4 canceled flights and missed connections. Never slept. We won't get anything for a while unless I snoop hard. Brother. Thoughts and prayers with you, my man. Jesus. That 10-hour delay, 14-hour delay was crazy that we had for the Boston game, which I think I am going to work on that this week and get you guys some of that. Let's have a little fun. You guys can have fun with me and Alan when we take over an airport for like 14 hours, which was great. It was an awesome time. So you guys can get that, and maybe potentially this week. I don't know. We'll see, but that might be something. I just have a little bit of fun during the bye week, since we're having such a great time watching the Carolina football. So anyway, it'll be something to lighten our mood. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. There isn't anything on Gio, and the way it sounds, might not hear anything for a little while. Potentially maybe into the bye week, into the following week for Clemson. I don't know yet. We will definitely see. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And Ronnie boy, where's there we go. I love you guys and what you're doing. Absolutely, Ron. We appreciate you, and you hanging out with us. And we'll get you back on one of these Sunday, either Sunday Tar Heels or Tar Heel game day. For our family, we got Clemson in a couple of weeks, which I think we'll be doing it live again. I'm going to talk to Jeff. Maybe potentially he might want to come back on. We will see. And it's going to be a good time. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels.